Hello there, dear viewers, and welcome back to the Lovely Little Thieves. Something I should mention, by the way, I have been informed that I broke the game when I loaded it in Part 6. Apparently there was supposed to be a background, and there was supposed to be an extra scene and an extra choice, and the game, apparently I loaded it from a state that didn't actually exist in the game, because of course I did. There'd be no other way I could have done that. You know, maybe a more professional way might have been better, but, you know, that wouldn't be my way of doing things. So I broke the whole game, and apparently it loaded without a background and just skipped me ahead to a different part of the story. So I went back, I looked at what I skipped and decided, you all can go look for it yourselves. So if you're gonna load your file from the first part of the demo like I did, load it from a different point than the to be continued screen. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Onto the game. Come to think of it, my mind started twisting around in circles like this when I started looking around at the different colors. That's right. Now that I was aware of it, my emotions are changing based on the colors I'm focused on, the swirling confusion around me. The red was mournful, the green was apathetic, the brown was paranoia, this purple was elated, a different purple was enraged. Moment to moment I felt the same way, even if it only lasted a second. Now that I knew what was going on, it was easier to push the colors' weird effects on my feelings aside. I really didn't like them infecting my thoughts, though. Shouldn't feelings and thoughts be separate? Maybe they weren't. It didn't look like I was going to wake up from this just yet, so I could either try to figure out the fog or try to shut out the fog. Embrace your emotions. Feed your dark side. I decided to focus on a pocket of robin's eggs blue floating on my head. It was hopeful? Hopeful wasn't so bad. I stared at it until my eyes started to hurt, but nothing changed. All I knew was that it made me feel hopeful. Maybe I'm just hoping it would give me answers. Wait, that's not a bad idea. It could be alive, couldn't it? Why are you hopeful? Because despite the disaster and all the fighting, we made it this far, and we're all still okay. No, that's why I'm hopeful. Why are you hopeful? I'm sure I'll have the answer soon, and once everything makes sense, I know we'll be alright. Can you understand me at all, or am I just making a fool of myself? I was interrupted by another deep rumble in the ground. It was much stronger this time than it was the first time. I could feel it in my bones. Wait, in my bone? No. Was this really like the first nightmare after all? What if I found this mysterious monster and just lost my memory again? Don't worry, you've already forgotten everything important. What else could change at this point? Nothing, that's what. Nothing that matters. I wish we were meeting on better terms, but c'est la vie. I didn't know what that meant, but I knew where it was coming from. I slowly began walking in the direction of the rumble, in the direction of the voice. I wait around for this long, and then I'm not even ready when you arrive. It's embarrassing, isn't it? You would call it embarrassing. When you finally understand, you'll just laugh and laugh, and I'll just laugh and laugh, and we can just laugh and laugh and laugh. The closer I got to the source of the voice, the more its words resonated inside me instead of around me. This was just like my first nightmare, but I had no choice to keep walking straight into it. It became hotter and hotter the closer I got to. I wanted to take my sweater off, but I couldn't just walk through the nightmare in my sports bra, could I? Embarrassing? Yes, embarrassing. Are you a big fan of the word or something? You don't remember? You said something just like that. Sweater, sports bra, blah, blah, blah. Only a few hours ago. I was there, you know. If you've forgotten even that, this isn't my fault. Then again, neither is the first time you lost your memory. It's not fair at all, Dawn. You complain about the things you don't remember after demanding that I make you forget them. You've treated me very poorly ever since I saved your life. Now, you're going to save mine. Finally, I found the monster. I couldn't see it exactly, but I knew it was there. Creepy red eyes again. God, I like the design of the eyes though. Like I really, I don't. It's not the eyes itself. It's kind of just like the little bit of the outside, the outer ring of the eye. I just think that it looks really menacing, really nice. It was the source of all the heat. Too hot to really approach or touch, but definitely there. It was just a patch of nothingness in the middle of the fog. Not blackness, just nothingness. There had been bits of black in the rainbow fog. They were shades of color like everything else. This was nothing. It was a nothing that breathed and rumbled the ground, my mind and my heart whenever it did. I'm in pain, Dawn. I've been waiting too long for you to get here. Reach out your hand. Save me. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. The easy way is right in front of you. Take it. He surely didn't sound like he was in pain, but he didn't sound like he was lying either. Whoever this monster was, he knew something about me that I didn't. It wouldn't be the first time I let the devil loose. Okay, I'll help you. But I still don't trust you, and I really don't think you deserve this. I have no idea who you are or why you're doing any of this. But if you saved my life before, if you did something like that and I just don't remember it, then I'm sorry. Maybe I haven't been fair to you. But how am I supposed to know that when all you've done is leave me in the dark, huh? I demand a full explanation as soon as you're able to give me one. You got that? Now just tell me what I have to do. Suddenly, the mass of nothingness began to distort and change color. No, it wasn't changing color. Was it bleeding color? It was bleeding purple smoke. No! The snake shot towards me, its mouth opened wide in a savage hiss. It threw a loop of its smoky body around me, and I felt my skin burn. Ah! No! No, no, no! You have to accept this, Dawn. You already made your decision. Accept it. I don't want this! I never want this! There's no way I'm going to let you eat me. Eat you? Do you really think I would go through all the trouble for that? That I would break you apart, let your yolk spill out and run off my fingers, and just ruin you like that? No, 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 no. That's hideous. I only want you to hatch first, Dawn. But it looks like you're dead set on the hard way instead. So I guess I'll have to try and swallow you whole. What? Screw it, punch him! I screamed and threw my fist at the snake's nose as hard as I could. Ah! I woke up immediately on the floor of the hallway. My fist was raised up in the air and the sound of a very different scream was ringing in my ears. Ah! I was definitely awake now. I was back in the real world, and it meant someone was really screaming bloody murder just down the hallway. I didn't recognize the voice, but I knew I had to move, and fast. The place was definitely dangerous if the snake-blooded weirdo that just tried to swallow me was in control here. The scream came from an enormous dining room on the first floor. I burst in to find Colin flying on the floor, his eyes wide and teeth grit in terror. Colin, was that you screaming? It sounded like a girl, but... Colin hissed through his teeth and started trembling, keeping his flashlight frozen on a chair at the end of the dining room table. I looked up to where the beam was pointing and quickly clapped my hands over my mouth to keep from screaming too. Oh God. It must have been sitting there for a very long time. My God! It's Django! The original CEO and founder of Pango Dango Mangos! Remember folks, if you're looking for a mango, trust Django and go Pango Dango. This joke will never die, I swear on it! Its eyes were just empty hollows. Its nose was completely gone as well. Those pits of lifelessness in its downturned face stood out strongest in the glare of Colin's flashlight. It was dressed up in an opulent coat with a bright white ruffle cascading down the front. It looked like something you might see in a museum or costume shop. Something told me it wasn't a costume, though. It was antique clothing, and the person wearing it had been dead for a very long time. The other things the light caught were glass and metal objects that glimmered brightly enough to hurt my eyes. I couldn't look away from the corpse. I'd never seen a dead body before. It felt wrong somehow. Like it was wrong for me to be seeing this, and yet I couldn't look away. I heard heavy footsteps thunder up from behind me. First one pair of sneakers. Jay? Then another pair. Dawn! Was that you screaming? What happened? I turned and almost snapped into Jay, standing behind my right shoulder. He was quivering with tension and looked even paler than usual. His bright blue eyes burned with a frightening intensity. His mouth was drawn back in a thin, firm line. His expression was more than a bird's praise than a person's. Oh god, he's making the face again! I just looked up and saw it! It made me uncomfortable. Randy on my other side was the complete opposite. What the hell happened here? His eyes seemed dim and his whole body sagged, almost as if he'd been shot, but hadn't quite realized it yet. His own flashlight pointed limply at the ground, barely suspended by a few fingers. If Jay seemed strangely angry at the moment, Randy seemed strangely sad by contrast. I'm sure all of us were mostly scared. Colin picked himself off the ground and stared roughly, brushing off his pants. His own fear had clearly given way to something else, but before I could ask him what was on his mind... I'm borrowing this. Jay dashed past me and yanked Randy's flashlight out of his hand. Randy barely seemed to notice, then Jay raced out of the room before I could say anything to him. I wonder whether or not I should say something to Randy instead, but I was interrupted again, this time by a loud impact from the stairway. Whoa, watch it! I turned to see Jay spin away from Russell on the stairs, then barrel up to the second floor with the flashlight out ahead of him. Danielle, just a few feet behind him, sidestepped quickly to avoid getting run over. What the hell's going on down here? Yeah, I thought I heard Coco scream. Don't, it's... Too late. Russell's flashlight beam landed on the corpse in the dining room. Oh my god! Oh my god! Screw this! Let's go, everyone! We're out of here! Russell broke from the front door with Danny right behind him. I started to follow them, but... Randy was still frozen in place, still staring at the dead body like he was in some kind of trance. And Colin, what are you doing? He was approaching the corpse slowly with a dark expression on his face. Something's not right about this. I mean, something's definitely off about her. Her? The cavalier here. I'm sure it's a her anyway. Colin, please, we have to get out of here. You too, Randy, come on. I had no idea what was going to do about Jay. Why did he run off like that? I heard an abrupt bang and rattling sounds from the hallway. What the hell? What is this? And where is everyone else? Get us out of here right now, Russell. Quit dicking around. I'm trying. Ugh, damn it. Now what? Where are the other two going crazy too? This is a nightmare. Alright, we need to find out what's up with the door. I ran over to see Russell slamming his shoulder against the... Oh, fuck me. We're locked in. I ran over to see Russell slamming his shoulder against the front door over and over and over again. Danielle stood to the side, digging her nails into her sleeves and shaking. Come on, damn you! Open! It's locked? Russell looked at me and stopped for a moment, wild-eyed and breathing heavily. He rubbed his left shoulder and winced. Might have overdone it. I just panicked and... Why is it locked? Who could have locked the front door from the inside? I thought the latch was broken. I don't know. There's no locks or latches on this side. The knob doesn't turn, and it doesn't even feel like a locked door. It's like... Russell gingerly rubbed his shoulder again. It was like hitting a brick wall. This is so messed up. Who would want to trap us in here with a decaying body? Maybe it's fake. Colin said there was something off about it. Russell shook his head violently. Did that smell fake to you? It wasn't even the sight that scared me. It was the smell. Yeah, the smell. Wait, the kitchen. What? Danny suddenly made a break for the back hallway, shrieking, "Be right back!" over her shoulder before she vanished. Danielle, wait! Ugh! Russell started to follow her, but then stopped to grip his left shoulder again. He must have been hitting the door really hard. Easy, it's probably bruised or something. Oh yeah, it's definitely bruised. But Danielle, it's okay. I'm sure she'll be right back. Jay will come back too. We just have to calm down, be patient, and everything will turn out okay. I'm so sorry, Dawn. All this is my fault. It's not your fault. I'm sure this is all a sick prank or something. Russell's eyes met mine. I felt like he was looking right through me. Do you really think that? Because I don't. I think there's something seriously wrong with this house. It feels wrong. It feels evil. It feels like the minute we first arrived here. And I know you did too. So did Jay. He was trying to hide it, but he knew something was off about this place too. God knows what he's doing right now. He better come back soon. I should have put my foot down and told everyone we're going back to the van. Even if it made me the bad guy. Even if I had to get angry again. But I didn't. So this is my responsibility now. I know there's something wrong with you too, Dawn. Whatever it is, you refuse to talk to me about it no matter what I do, and I'm probably the cause of that too. So what do I... Damn it! No luck! We are so screwed! Danny, what happened? Why did you run off? What happened with Danny? We'll find out next time on Lovely Little Thieves, when all hell breaks loose even more. Till then, later.